wasn't Ineos. They have helped us get better as a team by getting us goals this summer. It's not time for the players and the manager to do their job because the pressure is on us. We're not talking about the players doing their job. We're talking about, in this instance, we're speaking about doing the right deals for the club. And if the club are sitting there and they say Christian Vivel and Barada are sitting there and we truly believe as football men that in 2 to 3 years' time, Šeško is going to be one of the best strikers in the world. But he's £10 million more expensive now, or he's the same price as a proven Ollie Watkins. But if they think Šeško is going to be a better player, and they truly believe they can develop him into that player, it makes more sense to buy the Šeško than it does the Ollie Watkins. But you've got to be able to develop him. What I don't want us to do is to save $9 million and for short-termism is get Watkins, and then in 2 or 3 years' time, Šeško is killing it at Newcastle. We're sitting there going, I like Watkins, but that could have been us. We need to be, and this is why we ask for real football experts and not bankers and accountants to be running our football operation. These are the decisions that I want to see them get right. We know that by and large, City and Liverpool and all the biggest and best teams and best run clubs in the world typically get those decisions right more often than not. We've got them wrong too often in the last 11, 12, 13 years. This is where I want to start. This is when I'll start to see things where I go, we are definitely being run better by making those decisions. Equally, we bring him in and he does a Hoyland and then goes the other way, then we know we're terrible at making these decisions still. And that's my fear in this, and I'm only throwing it in for food for thought. On food for thought, big report in Spain today, young Joe, that the price for Rodrigo might be getting slightly slashed as Real Madrid don't want him. What's your thoughts on that and the Eze situation? Do you think Arsenal are going to get both or just one of those two or neither of those two? How do you think that's going to go?
Well, there obviously there's going to have to be some sales, and you're looking at who those sales are going to be. So I saw reports today that Zinchenko probably isn't going to leave. Apparently, he's still part of Arteta's plans. I don't see why. I've seen that he also doesn't want to let Trossard go. But if you're going to buy Rodrigo, you have to let either one of Martinelli or Trossard go. Is that really opinion? You either have to let one of Trossard or Martinelli go, because to make space for a new left winger. And Rodrigo, I think me personally, I think we will only get Eze, because I don't think that we can raise the funds just from selling players to get both of them. I think we still need to raise the funds to get Eze by itself. We need to sell. We're going to have to go for Nelson. I don't know about Kivior. Is he still in Arteta's plans? For me personally, I think it's going to have to be. Sadly for me, I think Martinelli should go. He's had some brilliant times at the club, but personally for me, the last couple of seasons, I just don't think he's been good enough. Age isn't going to teach him to look up, and I think that everyone's saying that I think Arteta, I think the way that he's been coached, he was never meant to be this systematic winger, and it's hard to bring him back to this fun-loving, skillful young Brazilian that everybody knew, and I think that it's going to be. I think it's going to be really impossible to bring him back to that, and I think we should cash in on him as soon as possible. I think personally, the maximum we're going to get for him is around, I think, a maximum 45 mil, genuinely 45 mil, and then I think we keep Trossard, because before we had a Gyökeres profile, I think he was one of the best finishers at Arsenal Football Club. He was one of the best at putting the ball in the back of the net, and I think he will still until he really starts to rot off in his age, he will still be good coming off the bench against some tired legs. He will never be good enough from this point on to start and bring us to that title. So I think that personally, I think Eze will. I expect Eze to happen, because I think he wants Arsenal. I think that we could you get a swap deal for him. Crystal Palace look flexible in the negotiations, And I expect Eze to happen. Rodrigo less so. I think that even if Real Madrid have lowered their asking price for Rodrigo, we can we could never sell both Martinelli Trossard, because then we'll have either Eze and Rodrigo. Neither of them will be happy to sit on the bench. So that's really where I stand on it. I think it will be Eze. I don't think it will be neither. I don't think it will be both.
There's a comment here from Callum from earlier that says, why do Arsenal have to win the league if they are not favourites? I don't think they're even ever had the second best squad in the league. What do you make of that, Kojo? Because there's a lot of talk. Again, there's Rodrigo and the Eze stuff going on at the minute, but there's a lot of this Arsenal must win the league talk from rivals and some gooners. Do you think that's fair? Do you understand where those people are coming from? Does that make them the favourites in your view? How do you assess that, Kojo?
I'll be honest with you. Obviously, I think the reason why people are always obviously hot on Arsenal is because of the fact that Arteta's had a project for quite a while, right? And the pressure's on Arteta even more because we haven't really seen many trophies come out of that particular project. Do I think Arsenal should be winning the league this year? I think they should be challenging. I think I wouldn't say they necessarily should be winning it this year. I think they should be challenging, and I mean a proper challenge where they take the person to the end. You know what I mean? I've seen that once, but I would say that's for me for Arsenal. I think they have a great team. I think if Eze comes in, I think that adds an air of flair. Get rid of Martinelli. He's not Arsenal level. I'm going to be honest with you. He's a bench player at best. He should be warming that bench, coming on, and tearing a defense. When they're tired legs. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't say necessarily that they are favourites in that particular perspective. I think that Arsenal, the one thing that I think Arsenal still lack, it's me being a bit probably critical, is I still feel like they don't have no grit. I just don't feel that with Arsenal. Like it lacks a bit of grit. Like if you're gonna be tiki-taka, then make sure players are tiki-taka. You know what I'm saying, Chu? Then you're not working on grit. But if you're going to try and be a bit of a hybrid, which I feel like sometimes Arsenal end up becoming a bit of a hybrid with their teams, it's like, then I need you to have someone who's got a bit of grit, who's gonna pull the team out, as by the scruff of the neck, as I would say. I need a player that's going to be a little bit dirty. Someone's going to get around, who's gonna cause the team to like really be energized in that particular way. And I feel like they still haven't really got that from Arsenal yet. I haven't got that. I don't even see that even in the defenders. Not saying the defenders are not good, by the way. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a particular kind of mentality. I don't see it from them. And I think that's the one thing that's still missing. And that's why I said I like someone like Sesko for Arsenal, because he's a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? He's got a little bit of that bullish kind of behavior about him. You need one or two of those kind of players, I think, for Arsenal right now. I don't really see that for them. So I think Eze will be an amazing signing, because on that left, that boy can dribble. He will remove players like there's no tomorrow. I just hope he can work on that end goal, because when you're at Crystal Palace, you can do the extra step overs. You can take an extra few shots. You are the star man of that team. You are not the star man of that team when you come to Arsenal. Saka is. By the way, Saka's an amazing player. I just have to put it out there again. I wouldn't mind having that at Chelsea. They could do that deal. Be fantastic. But he's an amazing player, right? So he's a star player of that team. So everyone runs through pretty much him. So I think if they just buy, I think if they buy one more person who could just have a bit more grit, someone who's a bit more nasty in there, then I'm saying that Arsenal challenge for that title. Definitely have to be. But right now,
no, I think they have to go back to that super